Welcome guys back to another episode of the Hypixel Skyblock Ironman Co-op. Today we're going to be doing a lot of mining in order to upgrade our setup in order to get us to the point where we can make a lot of money. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like the video, and let's jump in. And we're back, and now we are in the Hagen Court, the Dwarven Mines, and now there is this guy here. Since we have hit Heart of the Mountain Tier 7, he is the guy that will take us to the glacite mine shafts. And now he did a bunch of yapping here, so we're just gonna hit yes to this, because he wants us to help sneak in. And now in order to sneak in, we need ourselves a secret railroad pass. And now in order to make it, we need 8 Corleonite, a flawless ruby, and 2 refined mithril. We just have a couple of extra refined mithril here just from our quest to actually refine all the mithril in order to make this 655 and 555. So we're just gonna quickly smack it in here if I can find it real quick. I forgot. Try it's here under other, and of course it takes 30 seconds to forge. And while we're here, we're just gonna smack in a couple more of the refined mithril. This is the last batch, and now that we have all that, we could just start smacking in the golden plates, of which of course we need to take the resources out here. It's only 10, so it shouldn't take obnoxiously long time for these to forge. The problem is the mithril plates, which take 18 hours to forge, which will take a hot second. And while these are forging, we're just going to be doing a couple of other like housekeeping stuff, just like getting the rest of the plasma, and then we'll cut back to you guys when we are actually ready to go to the glacite tunnels, just because we're going to get the 5-5 first. So we're back in the Dwarven Mines, and now it is time to go to the glacite tunnels. But before we do this, we gotta craft ourselves the titanium drill X555. And now the reason why we gotta get this is so that we get 9 breaking power, as every single thing in the glacite tunnels requires 9 breaking power. And now we have all the materials to craft the titanium drill X555. With 20 refined diamonds, 10 mithril plates, 16 refined titanium, 20 plasma, and 2 enchanted iron blocks. So if we just go right in here, we can just put it in here, and now that we have it, we can hand our railroad pass to the ticket master, which there is one right over here, so we can just hand it to them and now give us the rest of the stuff for this. So we can show it to them by handing it to them here, and now they will take us to the Dwarven base camp. And since the last clip, we did a stream and we actually got ourselves a precursor eye, and now we don't particularly need this. I just grabbed it just because it's the rarest F6 item, but now we can actually go over to talk to Doolin right here, and then we can just go running around here. I'm just gonna do this and we'll cut back to you guys. But the important part about this is that we now unlock the glacite commissions, which are a great way for leveling up pets. And as you can see here, we just got scrap collector, tungsten collector, peridot gemstone collector, and aquamarine gemstone collector. And now another thing we can do with this is we can use the Picobulus ability in here as well to break these gemstones, and that makes the commissions significantly easier, meaning we can get a lot of XP to level our pets per hour. Okie dokie, so we're back in the rift, and now we have dropped ourselves the unfanged vampire part, and now with this we can now craft the vampire dentist relic. So first let me craft 3 blood badges, and now that we have this, we can go like so, put them there like that, and put the unfanged vampire in the center, and now we have the vampire dentist relic. And now this is not that useful in the rift just because it only gives 1 heart from healing melons, but if we just put this into the thing over there and we are able to send it back out of the rift, it essentially means we can heal on a tick that we would normally not be healing on, essentially doubling our healing. And now this is my favorite talisman just because it's a very essential talisman for slayers such as Blaze Slayer, just because of the fact that it doubles your healing. It's just so useful and just such a good talisman for me. So we're gonna smack it in there along with all of our quantum bucks and our guardian lucky block that we got there, and we'll see you guys later. So it is early once again, and now we are back in the glacite shafts trying to get ourselves some glossy gemstones, just because we really want to get that glossy mineral armor, since it is just so much better than regular mineral armor. And we're going to be doing this here in the glacite tunnels, just because we can mine some stuff for Devon and some other gemstone mixtures that we need in order to get some stuff, just because I feel like it's going to be easier. We can consistently lobby hop, so we won't have to run into too many people. So we'll cut back to you guys when we're possibly ready to craft the stuff, if we get enough stuff to craft stuff. So we're back in the glacite tunnels, and now it is the fiesta over. I don't think that made any sense there, but we have now gotten ourselves the travel school true loot crystal nucleus, and now I think we're gonna put all this XP on our mole pet, just so that we can get it closer to level 100. But more importantly, we have maxed out our commission milestones, and now we can just go slash warp nucleus, and now we don't even need to pay for a thing to get to the nucleus, which is really nice. It also will help us out a lot, as we are going to be doing some nucleus runs later, just to get the additional stuff for Devon. And now, of course, it is time for me to powder mine, since I still need some just sludge juice for our gemstone mixtures. Okay, so we're back on our island after all the fiestas are done, and now it is the next day, since I didn't want to record a clip at 2 a.m. And as you can see here, we got ourselves a stack of glossy gemstones, or whatever the heck they're called. And now if we take our mineral armor out here, not our fig mail, we can now make ourselves the full glossy mineral set. And now this is good for us, just because I really want to use it to mine some gold or diamond, just because it's going to be really useful for that, especially since that we require a lot of said materials for the 655 and just other grinds in the future, since we're going to be trying to do some enderman in the next episode, and we're going to need some null voids, which requires a lot of enchanted obsidian. And so now we can just smack this right back into here. And as you can see here, it gives an additional 20 block fortune. And of course, we do have jaded on a couple of pieces, meaning that with the full set, we now have an additional 200 mining spread on ores and blocks. And finally, it has been a day, and now we finally have the full set of the armor of Devon. And we also are putting some fuel canisters in here, just because we want to make ourselves a better fuel tank for our drill here. And the drill I can't talk. The part that we are looking at currently is the mithril infused fuel tank. It's a pretty easy tank to make, just requiring 5 refined diamond, 10 refined mithril, and 5 fuel canisters, and we have most of the resources for this. We just need to get a few more refined diamonds, since we had some left over from making the 555, as well as the refined mithril is not an issue, since we got a good amount of it during the fiesta. We already have that. And now, going to the hub, we need to apply our jade emeralds to the pieces so that they actually have some more stuff. And we equipped our boots already, which we didn't want to do. So we're just going to put jaded on here and on here. And of course, with these textures, it makes it look interesting. So we now look... I don't know what this looks like, but either way, hey, we now have a total of, let me see here. We have 966 mining fortune, and now we also have enough to upgrade our royal mithril necklace to the not just the royal mithril, the entire set, to the titanium armor set, as we have the refined minerals possible here. And we also had some extra glossies, which we're going to use on the talisman later, when we actually have 32. But this is easily enough, because if we just search titanium equipment here, for each one it takes 4.5 hours and 1 refined titanium to upgrade it to the titanium cloak, meaning that when we are going to be in the dwarven mines, we will get an extra 40 mining fortune and 10 mining fortune while mining mithril and titanium. Completely forgot to mention this earlier during the fiestas, because I was just so busy with the mining fiestas, but I have now hit Heart of the Mountain tier 8. And now this is particularly important just because it will allow us to get some glacite powder or perks such as Surveyor or No Stone Unturned. And now I want to particularly discuss right now what our strategy is for the rest of the stuff, because I probably will not be mentioning this later just because it won't really be necessary, and we will be getting ourselves most likely Eager Adventurer, Vanguard Seeker, Dead Man's Chest, and Mining Master, particularly so we can get the extra pristine, extra chance to find a Vanguard Mineshaft. This isn't particularly necessary, since the additional Frozen Corpse doesn't really matter that much unless it's like a Vanguard, but I don't think that's possible either way. Hey, and just additional speed while in a glacite mineshaft. And this is just going to be particularly useful, but we could also just go the other way and get the metal head, because it will be useful for when we actually are grinding vanguards. So this will most likely be the way that we're going to be going with the rest of our perks. Plus we will also get like an extra token of the mountain from the core of the mountain. And so we'll probably either use it on Maniac Miner or just Metalhead again, just because I want Maniac Miner in order to mine gold, and the more gold that we mine, the more money that we get. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video today, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, as it does help out the channel, and we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I actually had to cut some clips from the video today just because we had so much clips that I didn't want the video to go like obnoxiously long. It would have gotten like 20 to 30 minutes if we put in all the clips. So we just cut the more unimportant clips out of the video today. So anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic day today, and we'll see you guys next time.